what's going on? I'm Anthony Starks, man. We got a great couple here. We got
Janay Shandy
and Aaron Shandy.
Hey, when I say this is a true power couple right here, man, today we want to just take a few moments, get behind the scenes, get to know the owners a little bit, and just kind of give y'all some inside tracks of who these people are. When you come in and get your favorite juice and everything, we just want to let y'all know who they are. Let us know about y'all. So what got y'all in the business? Just tell us, get kicked off.
So what got us in the business, when we first started dating, that's something that we said that we wanted to do. We wanted to be have a business for ourselves. We didn't know what it was going to be, but we know we wanted to start a business. So 2016, when we first started dating, we went to San Antonio because that's where we're from. And I introduced her to my cousin, Keith Simpson. His first location that he had in San Antonio was a pro band. And when she walked in and she tried the product, she was like, "Oh, we need to bring one to Dallas." I was like, "Oh, okay." Then we weren't even married yet. We were you were just engaged at that time. And then after that, that's how we just ended up just getting started. We tried twice. 2019, right before the pandemic, we lost the bid. And then we tried back in 2021. We got turned down in DeSoto. So we saw this vacant building. We was like, let's try it here in Bishop Art District. We always come in this area and visiting. And then made that phone call one day. I saw her when she started her new job, where she's at right now. I was like, man, I went and picked her up. And I just saw her off up and down. I was like, I ain't like how she was looking. I was like, man. So that's when I called her number on the bed. I'm like, we need to go ahead and start this business. So March of last year, we had a meeting right next door to where we at. It was gonna cost too much to build out. We walk out of that meeting, we come next door, saw a sign said looking for new management. Prayed in front of it.
anointed
the doors.
Yeah.
And we here now, a year later. That's how we end up getting started here at Squeezer Juice Bar, Bishop Art District. And it's been gratifying ever since.
Okay, so definitely a kingdom God-led business. What I'm hearing, married couple. So explain to me how crucial it is to bring God in your business. Because I know a lot of times people say you will run people off if you bring God into your business. How instrumental has God been in helping orchestrate the success of y'all's company?
Man, he's been sending us doors of opportunities. Like sometimes, like content creators, sometimes they charge you in order for them to bring more awareness to your business. And people have been DMing us about wanting to come and try and, not asking for a price and just want to support like offer. So like that right there, let alone that's God sent. Because most of the time you have to reach out to people. Another thing is like, man, he's been sending opportunities for us to connect with people. Sometimes you have to go out there. We didn't do any major marketing when we first started our business. So when he sends those opportunities, I said that is nothing but God. Because only sometimes you have to go out there yourself, but he sends it our way. So, he's just been showing up and showing out about us aligning and putting him first in everything that we do. We start our day with prayer. We play some worship music in here, and people just come in and they definitely feel the anointing and they feel so welcome. Like, wow, we were grateful that you all played worship music in here because not all businesses do that. So people know when they walk in that we are believers.
Yeah. Now watch this, because a lot of people on social media glamorize entrepreneurship, run a business, all that kind of stuff, right? But what they don't realize is you may trust God, but you really gonna have your faith tested.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So give me some feedback on how y'all's faith have grown actually through these trials of running the challenge of running a business.
Ooh. How has it grown? It's been month to month. Our faith has been grown. How can I say? Well, it's been plenty of times I didn't been on my knees crying right here in the kitchen or whatever. Like, God, how we gonna pay this bill? How we gonna do this? How we gonna do that? So,
praying and like really like in the time, like what was it? We didn't know how, as far as rent wise too, because in the beginning, we didn't do any major marketing. So like it was just like, okay, God. And then on top of that, you gotta pay our employees too as well, making sure that we didn't go over budget. So like when I say our faith was tested beyond measure, it was tested. But he still showed up and showed out. And I tell you, at the nick of time, right? Always before when it's close for us to pay, that money is in that account. So I tell you, being aligned with God, it helps so much with your business. You can't do nothing without having God on your side. Nothing. So the reason why we still here 9 months is because of Him.
Faithfully tithe every day.
Yes.
I don't know how we don't know how other businesses do it. Maybe they might tithe at the end of the month or whatever. But every day, whatever it is that we make, she tithe. You tithe no matter what.
No matter what.
$50, $100, whatever it is, we tithe. So,
he ain't worried about what's left over in the account. He always gonna supply. So and he does that. So.
And she knows my favorite tell. Sometimes I be like, you sure we gonna pay the tithes today? We gotta pay this. She be like, did you really just say that? I'm like,
So the verse Matthew 6:33 comes to mind. Seek Him first, His kingdom and His righteousness, and all those other things are added on. So in y'all's case, y'all have experienced that over and over and over again.
Yes, absolutely. Still.
But I think He's doing it now before we actually get to where we want to be, so that then we be more appreciative of where He brought us from.
Absolutely.
So it's great. We're grateful for it, that it's happening now, because sometimes you can make it and lose sight of God, and then you lose sight of what you're supposed to be, your purpose is. So we're grateful for it because it's strengthening our faith and it's making us wiser as Christians.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I have this question, because you mentioned that, she was working at a job, saw a face, and you just knew that there was more for her, right? So as a husband, you were dating at that time, or
No, this was like 2 years ago. So we were married.
Okay, so you're actually married. So your husband seen that vision, hey, I want more for my family, I want more for my wife. How did you know that God was leading you in a direction to start the business versus it being just your own ambition, your own will and desire?
How did I know? That's a great question. I don't know. It was just a feeling that I had at that time. I'm sorry. It was just a feeling that I had when I just saw her. It was right when we had the snowstorm. And like I said, I had dropped her off because I was teaching, so we was snowed in, and she had to still go to work. So at that time, it was just something that just came over, so I knew, it was God. And that's why I ended up making that phone call. And she didn't even know that. I ended up calling my cousin back in San Antonio. I was like, I think I found the perfect location or whatnot. And set up a meeting with them. Then they was like, okay, then let's go ahead and go through the process. And she still didn't know it. I waited like 2 weeks. And I actually went to go check out the place next door without her, even knowing still. Okay. I brought my cousin. The cousin stayed there. Her name is Sydney or whatnot. She went over there and visited with me. And then, okay, then. And then the rest, like I said, is history for the most part. Okay. So just know it wasn't nothing but God. Because like I said, when I saw her up in there, I was like, I know she had just started that job. Maybe that's why she was looking like that. Unhappy, trying to learn everything. And I was like, nah. We go ahead and make this phone call. We get this ball rolling. That's something that we've been wanting to do. Have our own business. Set up generation world, and have some for our kids. Here coming soon.
Okay. And one thing you said was very important, because you heard what God said and you responded to. And that's, to me, where faith without works is dead, right? So you can say, hey, I believe, hey, I do all this kind of stuff. But the challenge a lot of times with believers is we have the wait on God mentality, which is we think that we're going to just sit here idle, we want to wait, be steadfast, not move, then God is just going to make everything happen. But it sounds like part of faith is taking action. Is that true? Or what would you say about that?
I say that's true. You have to put in the work in order for you to see the things that you actually want to be meant, to be your reality. So he stepped out on faith. I know he's probably nervous and scared about it, but he did it. And look, here we are 9 months later. We're still here. So, and we have been praying about this. It's been 8, 9 years?
And that's what I was going to say. That's the thing. Like, we have been saying we want to open up the juice bar. We've been saying this since like 2016. And we've been telling people this is what we're going to do. Not knowing how to do it.
Okay.
Like, I didn't know. I was like, And I guess God told me to call that number that's on top of that building. And that's how I started. I called that number. We hearing it.
And the best advice that my dad, he's also a business owner. He has a soul food restaurant in San Antonio. And he said, if it's aligned for God and it's aligned with God and he wants you to have this, it's all going to fall into place. He's like, you're not going to have to work hard for it. It's just going to be there. And that's literally how the process was when we got this building. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just like everything was just going so smoothly. And I was just like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
So God ordered your steps, and obviously you like his path. You allowed him to do that for you.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what's amazing, because again, and I always like to stress this action piece, because a lot of times we miss God's blessings because we're not taking action. Exactly. And I think about when God came to Moses in the burning bush and told him, hey, I want you to get my people free from Pharaoh, right? He didn't give him the whole detailed plan, step by step what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Moses trusted, he went up there, and then when he's even leading people out, he's coming up to the Red Sea. He don't know what's going on. He see the sea in front of him. He see the army coming behind him, but you gotta think, God didn't actually split the sea open until he moved forward and stepped toward the water.
Right.
Had he stood there, God would have just been like, hey, you waiting on me, but I'm waiting on you.
Right.
You see how good that is? And y'all are experiencing it.
Right.
So that just
exactly. Yeah. Like I said, we didn't know how it was going to go. First time visit, we didn't know what to do. We just kept on saying, we want to juice bar, we want to juice bar, but we didn't take the necessary steps at that time or whatever until, God put it on my heart and called that number. And that's what I did, and we here. So we're grateful, and we just, thank you, so. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this was really, really crazy is the fact that y'all are doing a juice bar. It's something healthy. And y'all stuff is delicious. It's not like you see some special producers or juices, you taste it like,
yes.
But y'all stuff is actually good, right? And I'm not saying that because I'm critical, but it's actually good. So the thing is, like, how do you all promote that health piece where a lot of times people get unhealthy snacks, because every time you drive into a place is unhealthy.
Right.
How do you all make sure you thrive in that healthy, because our bodies are temple.
Right.
How do you all induce that?
Because our motto is we make healthy taste good.
Say it again.
Our motto is that we make healthy taste good. Even the young kids, we have so many kids that come in here, they love it.
Yeah.
So once you get the kids in here and they love it, the parents, to repeat this cycle or whatever, the parents like, oh, my kids love this and it's healthy.
Yeah. And even too, you can speak on like your grandfather. Grandpa's what, 90?
My grandfather's 96 years old. Yeah.
He doesn't believe in health.
He doesn't believe. Yes, I'm so serious. But he loves his slim thick smoothie bowl.
Okay.
Every time he comes.
What's some of the items on the menu that's delicious, healthy, that the people who watch them, when they come in, they say, hey, I want to get that because you talked about it.
Everything. we're plant-based, so everything is good. But the plain green, you can't go wrong with that because you eat all your greens for the most part. Which is romaine, kale, lettuce, cucumbers, and celery. We got a little bit of green apple. We have something called system boost. So around this time, that's something that you need for your body to build up your immune system, which is carrots, apple, ginger, and we got a little bit of orange juice off up in there as well. And then you have our D-Town Punch. In San Antonio, it's called Say-Town Punch. Since we brought it here to Dallas, we call it D-Town Punch. So that's with your beats or whatever, that's good for the cardiovascular or whatever. So a lot of people, they do. And when we first opened up, D-Town Punch was just going crazy.
Okay.
People just love that or whatnot. So and those are some, and those go into our cleanse. Okay. Our detox. We have a mini cleanse, so 1 day, 2 day, or we have a 3 day cleanse. So those 3 juices that I just named, those are the ones that go like a cleanse or whatnot, which is good for the system. So we did have some awesome testimonies. Women had one lady, she came in and she just looked like she was just tore up, and she was like, man, my gut, it just feels so loved. And she came in and I introduced her to one of the cleanses that we had. She got the 2 day cleanse. I want to say that probably was on a Wednesday. She came back in on Saturday.
Totally different person.
She came in here just so upbeat or whatever. Ooh, I don't know what it is. Yeah, you know what it was. It was so she felt so good, so amazing or whatnot. So What's that you said when you were sick the other day? Your voice is gone. What about the product?
The product works.
So the product works.
Just like the blood still works, the product works.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so talking about working, right? That's a great segue because my wife and I, we work together, right? And one of the things my wife is really great at.
I love it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but you know, working alone, your significant other, what other place would you rather be? Like, I mean, you wake up, and we trying to get to that point so where she's here full time, you know. So, but yeah, just waking up and going to work with your significant other, that gotta be like the best feeling in the world. Huh?
Yeah, it is. And it builds something, building a legacy. Y'all, we got kids and all that kind of stuff, and we do work together. We bring them with us, we train them, all that kind of stuff, right?
That's awesome.
So the things that she does really well is help with training, help with teaching couples how to work together, entrepreneurial couples that's married, because it is a challenge, right? Mm-hmm. To where there are times where you want something that she don't want, and she wants something you don't want, or they're just abutting heads. Kind of explain maybe a fight that's happened without getting too detailed, but how did you come out of it? Because there's a lot of couples who watch these type of interviews and it looks all fun and glamorous. They see the high, but they don't see the low. And when they get in that low, they don't know how to come out of it. So I want to talk about a valid moment, and then how did you all come out of that valley? If you bump heads, then what do you do to come out of that conflict?
Ooh. Of course, we breathe first before we do anything.
Okay, so take a moment.
Take a moment to, maybe have to go in another room, and then we just come together and we try to talk about whatever it is that we had a conflict with, and whatever situation is, we try to pray. We don't just try, we pray about it and try to resolve it and try to figure out what it is that we can do better to not allow that situation to happen again. Luckily, when he's down or having a moment, I'm the one that's, his rock to encourage him. We're never down at the same time. So that's a blessing in itself, so that way we can keep each other up and keep going. So that's what I would say on that is. You have anything you want to add?
No, but I was trying to think of a moment that we actually had since we've been in business. What's a moment?
It was in the beginning stage. It was finances, I would say.
Finances.
I ain't thinking the same thing. Oh yeah.
It was tough.
Because I'm still working my full-time job. I'm a licensed physical therapist assistant, and he used to be a teacher, but he runs the business full-time. And it's tough, you're invested in the business, but you of course you still got the bills. So it's been moments we're like, Lord, this is a challenge. You're used to having that constant revenue coming, but when it's kind of slowed down and it's not where you need to be at, at present time, it can be frustrating. But I can honestly say that, in the 7 years that we've been married, it's really strengthened our marriage because it brought us closer. And sometimes people, when they go through this type of situation, sometimes they don't, they don't make it or they separate. But in the end, because we put God first in our marriage and everything that we do, that helped to strengthen our marriage even more. So we could stand and go through, as far as what we endured, as far as with finances or any situation, we can do anything, so that's what I would say on that.
Yeah, because, with me being the man and she's still working a full-time job, and having to carry most of the bills or what, I just feel, at times or whatever, that's tough on me. Can I say that? Yeah. But she just remind me, you're actually running the business, though. You the reason why people are coming back and back. So sometimes I just gotta take that moment and sit back and pat myself on the back, which I just don't, because I just in business mode the whole time. But just that part or whatever has been challenging for me for the most part. Just seeing her having to carry some of the burden until the business start flourishing. To where she be here all the time, and she don't have to do that with her full-time job. So I guess that's one of the most challenging parts for me. Yeah.
And I appreciate you sharing it, because that transparency, that's what people need, because they don't understand that, hey, when they go into this lane, because we've been in business now for over 10 years, and we still have ebbs and flows and challenges, but we can bounce back a little quicker because we know what to expect.
Right.
But the challenge is, a lot of times when married couples come in, that extra stress and pressure, like you said, it don't push them to God, it push them away from God, push them away from each other. Like you said, so they separate. So, but the thing is, when you all think about how you said, take a moment, then you go seek God, you keep him first, and then you come back together to try to address whatever those things are.
Yes.
And then even the transparency, like you said, like, hey, the idea that just because God sent us there, it ain't gonna just be all peaches and cream all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
But we still are faithful because we know that his grace is sufficient.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say y'all been married 7 years? 7 years. Children?
It's in the works.
Yeah, in the works. Okay.
Yeah, around the time that we were getting close to open, I had surgery because we had been trying to conceive, but I had fibroids that were kind of getting in the way of us trying to get pregnant. So I haven't, that was December 11th that I had the surgery. So I'm completely healed. We're working on it, but I know we've been focusing on the business, so that's why we kind of had, our mindset as far as like trying, but now that we can actually breathe a little bit better, we're in the works of trying. So it's in God's hands, whatever he says.
Okay, so that's good. So as we're getting ready to wrap up, so how can people order from you all? How can they find you, number one? How can they order do they order online? Do they come in the store? Do they DoorDash if they want to take out? Or then,
Of course, you can come inside the store.
Okay.
Also, you can try as far as DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub. You can even call us.
Yeah.
We even have people that call on the phone and order ahead of time that way too. So that's how you can order ahead. We're in the works, in the process. One day coming soon as far as having a website, but we're taking baby steps right now.
Yeah. Yes. You can also check us out. What's the Instagram and TikTok?
Instagram, yes. You can also check us out on Instagram, Squeezes Juice Bar _ Bishop Arts. You can follow us there. Also TikTok, Squeezes Juice Bar Bishop Arts. A lot of people from TikTok. Reason why we have so many customers is because TikTok and Instagram. Facebook as well, Squeezes Juice Bar Bishop Arts. You can find us there as well. And I think you also have a Twitter account, right?
Oh yeah, Twitter as well. Yeah, same thing.
So we try to use everything.
Yeah, everything.
On LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so any last message you want the people to know about the business right now before we close?
It's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's not just, we're more than just a juice bar.
Yes.
We make it entertaining, it's fun. It's a place where you can come and unwind from a long day. There's times when you never know what people are enduring, but just by them leaving and saying, man, I just love the atmosphere. Like, this is a wonderful feeling walking in this building, and I definitely will be back. So we want to make it to where they're not just, coming in and get their juice or their smoothie and leaving. We want them to, like if they need another place to unwind and come here to Squeezes Juice Bar. Yeah. Anything?
No, that's it. We just, we just a place to be. We just, a great juice bar, good vibes, like she said. You get to see the good product. Most juice bars, you don't see, the product or whatever. We're wide open to where you can just see what we have for the most part. That's
a good thing that you brought up, because a lot of people say like, wow, I'm grateful that we get to actually see what you give us by seeing the fresh produce before you actually purchase. So I think that's a good thing for people to see, especially nowadays. Yeah.
We have amazing God. Our prayer was before we open up that we want some wonderful employees. He sent us some amazing employees like Miss Destiny.
Look at it.
So so that was our prayer. He just been sending amazing people to come be a part of what we got going on. So Squeezes Juice Bar Bishop Arts, it's the place to be. So
yes, it is.
Come check us out.
Yes.
Everybody, they might say, we black on, but we God on up in here.
Amen.
God on. A lot of people come in, that's what they say. Oh, this black on? Yeah, but we God on, first and foremost.
And this is business. We just, doing the work.
Yeah, we that vessel. So, yeah.
Send it, boom. Hey, this been another episode, man. Tap in, check them out. Hey, these are some great people here, seriously. You want to make sure that you tap in, get your juices, man. Help is your wealth. Yeah, they helping us accomplish that, okay? So appreciate all y'all do, man.
Thank
Not
you.
just for the community, but for the Lord, man. So that's great to see, all right? Great representation, great witness, letting your light shine so that we can join men and women on this town.
Let's go.
Amen. Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Boom.
You got me out.
Got the juice.
Yeah, you got the juice.